Me and my son took the dashboard apart last night on the Impala and took out that cluster. And Andrew, I handed it to him, and he noticed something was rattling in there, and he shook it, and he could hear it. So when we opened it up, we found that there was a resistor, a very little tiny resistor, that was definitely been fried, and then it fell off because of the heat. And there was one other one that was kind of burnt, but it was still on the motherboard. Anyway, couldn't find anything loose in there. And on top of that, I did put some electrical grease on the plug-in, and it didn't matter. That was not the problem, even though the guy on YouTube was right. When you tapped it, the light came on. So I put it back together, and the way it is now, you start it up, and all you have to do is just tap it. Not real hard or nothing like that. Just tap it, and the light comes on, and it stays on. But definitely, it needs to be replaced because of those two resistors in there. If we could figure out what they are, me and my son, we could solder them on there, but there's no numbers on them because they're so small. Disappointing because the thing is expensive, and on some of the sites you have to send in your cord, and there's a cord charge that you'll get refunded, but it can be up to $300. So $218 for the cluster, but then $300 for a cord charge until they get it, and then they give you back that money. But man, I don't have the money to do that. On top of that, I found out that the mileage is actually stored in the cluster. So let's say you went to a salvage yard and got one. Well, the miles could be completely different, and this could lead to trouble in the future if something happened and they checked. There's two places, I guess, in the car that keep track of it, the mileage, but they don't communicate. So if you get a cluster, put it in there, and it says 200-something thousand miles, and it's only got 100-something thousand miles, well, there could be a problem. Or let's say it's the other way around. Your car actually has 200, but then the thing says, 100,000. So the best bet is to get the new one, but then you got to give them the VIN number, and you got to tell them how many miles is on it, and then they'll program that in there. So it's just kind of a big hassle. So I'll probably ride that thing out until it just goes out completely, and then I'll change it. But at least I took it apart and found out there's some things wrong with it. But unfortunately, that grease did not help. It's just, I don't understand it. You tap on it, so there's got to be something on the board that's inside those big, whatever they are, resistors or whatever you want to call them, that's messed up. And when you tap on it, it must move it. That's my only explanation I can come up with. It definitely is not the wire. It's not the contacts. All right, that's it on this. You guys have a good one. Take care, and God bless.